Yeah, yeah, quite a loss. Left behind 17 children.
My goodness.
Probably has some Jamaican in him.
Don't say that. Don't be. Don't put that on. Don't put that on being Jamaican. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Man, he had a lot.
plant a seed.
Man, he does. Yeah, man. He put it down.
He put it down.
He
He
put it
put it
down.
down. The kids were ranged from I think from like a few months to 20 something years old.
Something.
Man, just so he leaves behind a lot of people that miss him a lot. You know, not only the kids
Oh
who,
my God.
you know, have various forms of relationships with him, depending on how much
Sure.
time they got to spend, but also the kids' mothers and then all the relatives and
Oh,
everything.
right.
Lived a very hard life, man.
6 degrees of DMX.
Lived a very, very hard life because we
Yeah.
were actually, and you know, people always get mad at me saying this, but we actually were right in the middle of trying to schedule him for an interview. It was already set up,
Really?
done. Yeah, you could ask Wiz Beats. He was sort of
Yeah, he was
helping
brokering
move.
it.
He was helping move the process along, um, and it ultimately never happened. But in the process, I actually got to, you know, preparing for the interview. Um, I did a lot of research on him, and man, he lived a hard life. Man, it's like before even the rap thing, there was a story I read that he told about how his mom got mad at him at doing something at like 6 years old and like beat him with a broomstick, knocked a few of his teeth out, you know, that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would just leave the house to escape that type of environment,
Yeah.
became homeless for a while and started just living around dogs, which is why
Yeah.
the whole affinity towards dogs, trying to just
Yeah.
escape just
Yeah. I saw.
a horrible home life. You know what I'm saying? And then that of
Yeah.
course led to the
Yeah.
experimenting, you know, with drugs, which ultimately, you know,
Yo,
was
I heard.
something he struggled with his whole life. But he was trying. He was going to rehab. You know, he was trying to get a good and one of the things because we were speaking to his right hand man like literally for months leading up to
Mm-hmm.
us trying to schedule this interview and then when he went to the hospital, I was speaking to his man every day. And one thing that he told me, which was very interesting, is that if you notice, DMX gained a lot of weight at the end because for the past 6 months he had gotten clean.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
that's where the weight gain came from.
Cool.
So if
Yeah.
you know people, like you know, I have people in my family who
Yeah.
struggle with drugs. When they stop, they usually start to gain weight
Mm-hmm.
because the drugs keep them skinny.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you saw him, man. He was 50 years old. He was getting clean. You know, he
Right.
was getting into his religion. You know, his spiritual advisor sent me a video that we posted of his first sermon that happened a few years ago, and he
Mm-hmm.
talked for like 40 minutes about God and everything. And yeah, man, you just never know. But you know, he lived a great life. He
Yeah, I saw. I
accomplished a
saw.
lot.
Did you see the thing that Roxanne Shante had posted?
No, I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I thought that was like really poignant what Roxanne Shante had to say about X, and it had a lot to do with him growing up, uh, you know, in a troubled home.
Yeah.
I think she said his moms took him to the and just dropped him off. You know what I mean? Like took him to the orphan home and just bounced on him, and then boom, you in the system.
Yeah.
And the system is, you talking about New York at that time, is fucked up. And like you said, I mean, you combine that with, you know, struggles in the home, then you introduce drugs into the situation. That's tough, man. I mean, for him to accomplish what he did, oh my God, that takes a strong person. But maybe it's just a thin line between this person and that person, and what you become um, if you're not always straight. But I tell you what, the one thing I'll say about DMX, and this is for me personally, you know, people like DMX, he was so transparent. He'll make you look at yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll make you look at yourself and whatever your addictions are, and whatever your problems are, and whatever the things that are holding you back. I know he did that for me. He was too flippin' honest. He makes you look at yourself and say, well, shit, I'm doing some things I'm not proud of, or I could be doing a lot better. doing this, that, and the third, what have you. But man, he just kept slugging and slugging and slugging, and you know what I'm saying. You rooted for him. You rooted for him the way you root for Mike Tyson. You rooted for him the way you root. You rooted for Tupac.
Yeah.
You just root for him, even though they bumped their heads. We rooted for them.
Sad, man. Rest in peace, DMX. One of the best to ever do it. Looking forward to the funeral.
No doubt.
I probably, not that I'm going to attend, but I really want to see the type of,
they probably do some
like
quiet.
a Michael Jackson, Nipsey Hussle type affair is what I'm hoping for. But you never know. The family might not want that. And the cool part is that the family put out a statement saying there's no GoFundMe. There's, DMX had enough wealthy people who really loved him.
Steve Rifkin got that.
Steve Rifkin got that?
Yeah, Steve Rifkin got that. Swiss got that.
Yeah. The Rough
Jay
Riders got that.
Everybody got that. Juan
the
D
Locks,
got that.
D and Y got that.
Yeah,
the Locks got that.